Today's edition of Broadcast is brought to you by SituationHub.com. Crisis communications better and faster. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Schedule a demo today. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Broadcast, where we give you bite-sized bits of best practices to help you be a better leader and a more effective communicator. I'm your host, Jared Bro. As always, give us a thumbs up if you like the content. And if you want more of the great content, hit subscribe so you'll get an alert whenever we put new content up. Welcome to 2021. 2021. Let's think back to 2020. Pardon my French, but it was a shit show, folks. It will live in your memory forever. It was one of the worst crises the globe has ever witnessed, and this crisis is not over. So I want to challenge you right now, early in the year, to adopt something new. I call it the Crisis Communications Sprint. Let me say it again, the Crisis Communications Sprint. What is a sprint? And specifically, what is a crisis communications sprint? In corporations, when work needs to be done, when you have an insurmountable task, when you have a task that almost requires a marathon amount of effort, if you lock everybody in a room for a day or two or a weekend, you can get an enormous amount of work done because you're concentrating on very specific tasks. And the more specific, the more terrific. So in crisis communications, what I am offering you this year is the chance to take just one day, or just 2 days, or just 3 days for us to work together. Because look, I've done this since 1994, doing vulnerability assessments, writing crisis communications plans, building a library of pre-written news releases, training spokespeople, writing drills for organizations. I've done it for most of my adult life. 95% of the work that you need done, I've already done for you, which means that we can implement it fast and we can make it outrageously affordable. If you think back through your history, where you work, every time you try to do something like this, it usually is a can that gets kicked down the road. It becomes a marathon task. Look, doing a vulnerability assessment could take weeks, unless you use a method like the one that I use to do it in a day. Writing a crisis communications plan could take you 6 months. My first one took me 6 months. You don't have that time. You can customize it in a day using the templates I've already built for you. Writing news releases, you can spend 5 hours per news release to build a library of pre-written news releases. I've already got 75 to 100 of them that you can use, that we can put in place in a day. If you want to save even more money, we can do it as a subscription by partnering with Situation Hub, automating 85% of your crisis communication strategies. If you've done all of those other three, it's time to train your spokespeople. If you've done that, it's time to have a crisis communications drill. Each one of those steps can be done in 1 day or less. So for any situation that has the ability to rise to the point that it damages your revenue, your reputation, and your brand, we have tools to fix that. Now, you may have some executives, or you may be even saying, well, will this pay for itself? Is it worth it? I always encourage you to think of umbrellas. You don't buy an umbrella because you hope it rains today. You buy an umbrella in case your sunny day becomes your dark day. Each one of these 5 steps of effective crisis communications is your umbrella, because your crisis could happen minutes from now. So if you wait until you're finished with the annual report or the annual meeting, if you wait until the new website is built, if you wait until we do the next new hire, guess what? You can have multiple crises happening in between that. Because going into this year, even though there will be virus vaccinations for COVID-19 and the crises associated with it will not be going away for quite some time. It's going to be a part of your life and a part of your business for all of 2021. and you will have COVID-19 plus a fire. You will have COVID-19 plus a workplace shooting. You will have COVID-19 plus natural disasters, hurricanes, executive misbehavior. You don't just have one crisis now, you have compounded crises. The way to do that is to sprint through the toolkit. If I can help you protect your revenue, reputation, and brand, I would honor an opportunity to get on the phone with you and have a free discovery call, a confidential call. Talk about your needs, to help you set goals, and to help you formulate a budget so that your big task can be done in as little as one day. If you would like to talk, I would welcome the opportunity to have a conversation, possibly be your partner. My name is Jared Bro. I wish for you that you stay well and healthy. For the broadcast, I'm Jared Bro.